Reese, what do you guys get from fall ball, and how does it kind of translate and push the spring for you?
I mean, it really depends on how many new guys you have and how many old guys you have. But this year, it's going to help us a lot. We got a lot of new faces out here, which is refreshing to see, in my opinion. You know, I've been here a while. I've played with a lot of people, but this group of guys seems really good. They have a good head on their shoulders. They know what they're doing, and just being able to be out here with them and kind of show them the ropes, it helps a lot through this whole full process.
Dealing with the injuries the last couple of years, I'm sure it's been frustrating, but how do you feel now just watching you hack in the cage right there? You look comfortable.
Yeah, I'm comfortable. I'm just about there. I'm not at full sprint speed yet. I got to learn a big brace under here. But, yeah, it's been tough, needless to say. But I'm just happy to be here again. I didn't think I was going to be back here this year, but it's sort of like a blessing in disguise. I wasn't ready to do what I needed to do last year. I obviously had to get pulled out because of that knee surgery, and then the shoulder surgery before that, and then the concussion shortly after that. But, you know, it's been tough, but I'm happy to be here with all these guys and just really looking forward to a healthy year.
How does that change who you are? I mean, how much perspective have you kind of gained going through everything?
I would say I'm a totally different person than I was when I first got here. You know, you get here as a freshman, and that those dreams are still very much in your eyes. Like, nothing can go wrong. I'm here. I'm going to play well. I'm going to get drafted. And, you know, it's kind of hard to put that in perspective of your life. You don't really know what's going to happen. So I kind of take it with a grain of salt, the things that have happened to me, and I'm grateful for them. I mean, I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change any of the people I've met. And just, like I said, I'm just really happy to be here again.
I mean, those two things are tied together too, right? The success of this team and those future goals you want for yourself. So I guess how sort of encouraging is that all that stuff's still on the table for you?
It's refreshing to hear, because especially at the end of last year, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if I was getting drafted. I didn't know if I was going to be back here. And just to kind of be able to step back and take a deep breath and like, all right, I have one more year of eligibility. I can go back there and do what I know that I can do without all the pressure of the draft. Because, I mean, the past few years, it's been a lot on my mind about money, probably hindered the way that I played, my selfishness. I feel like I'm much more of a team player now, and I want to be here to help these guys. So I'm kind of making it less about me and more about the success of the team this year.
I don't think Meat would ever be confused with like Dr. Phil, but like, has he been like a resource for you? I mean, how important has Meat kind of
Yeah, I
been for
mean,
you?
we communicated a lot throughout the injury and what my decisions were going to be. And originally I told him that I wasn't coming back. You know, I was going to sign and all this stuff. And he said, all right, well, we'll be here if anything happens. And thankfully he said that and didn't fill up too many spots, because obviously it didn't work out that way. But he welcomed me back with open arms. They're very happy to have me back, especially as this being my 5th year if you count COVID. But he's great. We're getting along really well this year with everybody too.
What was that conversation like when you're kind of like, hey man, you up?
Yeah, I mean, it was weird because it was shortly after the season ended. And I hadn't been traveling with the team because it was hard for me to get around on crutches and all that. And with the COVID rules, I couldn't even be in the dugout most of the time, so it was kind of upsetting to have to watch all that go down on TV here in Tallahassee. But, you know, there wasn't much I could do at that point. But, yeah, Meat's phone call was very friendly. You know, we've known each other for a long time now. So it's kind of like two friends talking. But he respected my decisions. You know, he knew that he knows what I can do. He knows the dreams that I have, and he respected that I wanted to go out and get that. But at the end of the day, I'm just happy to be back here, and I can continue to get that dream if I want to next year.
A lot of young kids over there on that roster, a lot of new faces. Do you try to share some of this with them, or are you the type that's not that?
I can tell, you know, if they're pressing too hard. I was in their position. You know, I wanted to start my freshman year, and I did after 20 games. You just kind of got to prove yourself. And so my biggest thing to them is just try to relax and have fun, and don't put pressure on yourself, because, you know, you could be the best guy here as a freshman, but you haven't been on the stage yet, you know. There's a lot of crazy things that happen, a lot of pressure, and I just kind of remind them, like, I've been there. Just take a step back and try to enjoy it instead of going home every day and thinking about this strikeout, like, oh, am I going to start? I struck out today, you know, stuff like that. So just trying to keep them in check when it comes to, like, their mentality, because I think the thing that I've learned the most is it's easier to be out here when you're having fun, because I've been miserable out here a lot, I'll be honest, just through injuries and everything. But I think that if we all just focus on having a good time, being a good team together, I think it's going to be great.
Aside from like just what you're talking about, like the mental perspective and everything, what was the biggest takeaway you took maybe from your off-season work, just in the baseball sense?
It was honestly a lot of. It's weird to say. I mean, everybody goes through it. I know they do. I don't know how many people talk about it, but you know, you think about, you come to your junior year. For me, it got canceled because of COVID, but I still have the ability to get paid money, and like that's just on your mind. As much as you don't want it to be, it's on your mind, and it affects the way that you play. So I guess kind of just trying to take the load off of myself and just really have fun here. It's a game. I've been doing this forever, and I just really wanted to get back to having fun here, because I had a lot of fun here the first few years I was here without any injuries, and obviously those injuries put me back and kept me out of some important games that I should have been a part of. But like I said, I'm just happy to be back out here.